What is going on, guys? It is Noza with another video. Today, I've really been sitting there contemplating about the essence of execution, I guess you could say. And I was sitting there thinking, is execution really all that important in regards to a game being difficult? Because I remember when I was making the game, the video about how modern games are a little bit more difficult, how Strive has the essence of difficulty, right? And while I was making it, I was definitely thinking about how um, if you are doing easy combos, does that mean the game in itself is easy? And the first thought was, of course not, right? But I also feel like there are many people who feel that way. And it's just a little topic of discussion for me. I'll go over what I'm thinking, and you guys can tell me how you guys feel about the idea of execution in the FGC and whether a game is difficult or easy based on uh, execution. But before I get into it, I gotta ask, you know what I mean? If you're enjoying the content, please hit me with a little subscribe. And if you want to know when these videos drop, you gotta hit the notification bell, like ding. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's get into it. So, execution in the past has always been something that is important, I guess, to the FGC. Because it's like, oh, if you're not really executing really hard one frame links, blah blah blah. And for those who are a little bit newer to like the FGC, it's just combos that are very hard to put together because the window for you to make these inputs are very small, right? So people go ahead and believe that in order for a combo, for you to be a good player, you would have to do high execution combos, you know what I'm saying? Doing like the one frame links and learning how to plank and doing everything under the sun in order to essentially optimize your combos, right? But then you also have players that are not very executionally sound, winning quite a bit. Now, an example of this would be a player named Kazunoko. Now, that man is kind of known for being not that executionally sound. However, he is known for choosing the cheap stuff. So whatever he ends up choosing or locking in is kind of like a little meme that whatever he chooses, is about to be broken because whatever he chooses just ends up being incredibly dumb. Like, for instance, let's use like a little bit more of a modern day example. When Kazunoko started using DP assist, that man won every tournament. What is it? That man put that in his team, bro, and he just won every tournament, bro. It was actually kind of insane. Yeah, but suffice to say that there are players that are held in high regard despite the fact that they don't have the greatest execution. But for some reason, if you I guess it does make sense in the idea where it's like if you don't have the results to back it up, then it doesn't necessarily matter. However, I also feel like if one has a great strategy and a great mindset behind the decisions that they make, and that's what I think makes a difficult game. Because sure, you can have all the best execution in the world, but then how you conduct yourself in the neutral, how you play neutral, could be completely awful. So once you get in, or once you start getting your offense going, sure, you could be great, or sure you can, or once you get your hit, you're amazing, and then you can optimize and kill them in 2 hits. But if that aspect of you trying to get that hit is mute, then what are you really supposed to do? You know what I mean? And it's just a little bit of a weird thing to work around, I'd say. The other topic I did want to discuss, though, was the idea that obviously modern games are trying to lean into easier execution in order to make things, the barrier of entry a little bit easier for those who are new to the game, right? In Street Fighter V, these would be in modern controls form. For Guilty Gear Strive, this would be lessening the amount of special moves in order to relieve the burden of how many moves you would have to remember and figure out how to use in certain scenarios, right? Uh, and in this case, people decide to call these games, like modern games, like easy or dumb or whatever have you, every name that's under the sun, while the older games were good, they were hard. And I find myself thinking that offense was very strong, and although those games, I won't deny that some of them did have pretty good defensive options, uh, they're difficult to make a decision, and a lot of the time you might find yourself in a lot of 50-50 situations, right? So that's kind of where my brain goes in regards to that. But then the other hand, it's like having the execution to do that is important, because if you can't actually make the okay, let's for instance bring up IBFD, right? IBFD gets you out of a lot of situations, but the thing is that it's difficult to execute. So does that still go under the umbrella of execution? Because normally execution is regarding combos. I would argue that it is not. However, um, there are a lot of good arguments that there is. If you have any opinions on that, you're feel free to let me know in the comments. Anyways, this is just food for thought. I was just letting you know how I feel about execution. Overall, I think execution is a great thing to have in a game. I know people are mad for the most recent Street Fighter, because it's gonna have modern controls and it makes it easier to do stuff. I also am aware that DNF Duel had a lot of issues because of its ease of access in regards to simple inputs. But then again, there are games that have easy inputs, but the combos are difficult, like Battle for the Grid, which is the Power Rangers fighting game. So there's a lot of different areas to come at this from. Again, if you like the content, hit me with a little subscribe. You know what it is. This is just the end of it. I just wanted to promote a little bit of thought in regards to execution. Where do you stand on the matter? Do you believe that execution is the only thing that makes a player skillful and the game good? Or does execution not matter as much because strategy is the one that is important? I think games like Strive are important to have because it shows that having a great strategy is important. Although it does sometimes promote wild offense, I think overall those players that can commit to their offense or get their offense started more reliably is a stronger player, and B, people who are able to deal with other people's offense will tend to be the ones that win a lot. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.